live. I'd like to go over a quick overview of why I'm doing a live here and what is exactly transpiring in the market. I'm very, very encouraged to see here this morning that Bitcoin has hit our first technical target of right around 106,300. We've talked about this since Bitcoin was down to 90,000, and also talked about how market consensus was saying that Bitcoin was in an ascending wedge. And although I didn't fully disagree that that pattern was set up in front of us, I disagreed that it would be rejected by an ascending wedge. And I thought that even if we were bearish, we had to come up to at least the top of this rising channel, because after all, that's the pattern that supersedes the shorter. And what a lot of people were saying, this ascending wedge. I'll put this back up here. But they were thinking, and not improperly, I'll be honest. It's not an improper analysis. It's just you have to understand the patterns in totality. So that was a bigger one that people were saying was the ascending wedge. They tried to say the same thing down here as well. The problem is you have to see the longer pattern. The longer pattern here is very clearly a rising channel. Or at least a rising channel. It's just a up channel. You could call it an up channel if you don't want to call it a rising channel. But it's very clearly been pushing through here like a channel. And I thought at least if it was bearish, that first level was 106,341. In totality, though, that channel now is up to 110,000. The technical target, though, is 122,000. Until we fill that out, I don't feel any kind of feeling that this bull market's over. The first level for me for Bitcoin would have been that 122,000 because that's the technical target out of its long-term cup and handle. And as you know, the cup and handles play out. And they're very bullish continuation patterns. And just from the short term here, this short term cup and handle would have brought us up to 122,000 in totality. There is an argument to be made that for Bitcoin, it's come around a couple times here. And now the first time it formed like I don't even want to call it like an impulse move, but it created a massive handle that there's no cup. It just was a big push up. And then it created what looks like a V shape into a cup and handle. Super bullish on the entire front here. And 122,782 for me is that target. Until it hits it, I can't see it just giving this pattern back. It just doesn't make any sense to me, personally. Now, you guys might be seeing something different. You know, it might make a little bit different sense to you. But from everything I've seen, it didn't make sense to fall down. And then on top of that, as we discussed yesterday, when Bitcoin, before it came up to 103, I did a morning update. I think Bitcoin was around, 101, possibly. Maybe 100,000 and some change, because it came close to coming below. It might have even come below sometime this weekend as well. Saturday, I know it came close, 100,200. Okay, so yeah. But we've talked about not just that 106,341 first target before hitting the channel, but we talked about that liquidity zone yesterday, and there was liquidations, and it was pretty scary. Once you got to 103,400, you had like 500 million, and then by every $50 to $100, you had anywhere between 5 and 700 million that was being added every $50 to $100 in short liquidations. You know, that has been building up over the last several weeks. And it hit a culminating point when we created this big V shape, or a big inverse head and shoulders that we talked about. So, almost like a disguise here. But I think we're so far out in front of this. I'm very encouraged. I'm not batting an eye here. I don't think we've gone anywhere near where we need to go with the alts still. And Bitcoin's proven this every single day. So if Bitcoin continues to move to its technical target, the reason why alts are suffering, and you've seen XRP down at 237 this morning, 236. If I was honestly paying more attention to the market, I would have done more. I mean, I've already done so much, but I mean this morning, when my son's home from school, we gave him one day off this week because he had a fever, but it's gone down now. He hasn't had a fever in like the last almost, I think, 30 hours or so. Hasn't thrown up since Saturday, and he seems to be on the mend. So we gave him today, and he's got a strong schedule tomorrow with school and his therapies and stuff. So he's going to recover. He's still sleeping, so he's gaining back his energy, but he's definitely doing a lot better. So I thank everybody who asked that question. And that's why I'm doing a live this morning. Normally on Monday mornings, it's not like the weekend. I don't do a live I don't do a live Monday morning, or Monday through Friday morning for that matter, maybe Fridays. And I do updates. Well, this morning I was going to do an update, and I said, you know what? Let me take a shower and stuff. Let me get everything done that I need to do. And I'll just do a live here for like an hour, and we'll all get on the same page. And then I'll be back tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my traditional Monday through Friday live. I know I came on last night. We did a live at like 8 o'clock, which was awesome, where we talked about all this information. But like I said, it's good to see the way the market started today. I'm not going to lie. We went back. We consolidated. It's almost as if it's set up perfectly. I like to see Monday mornings the market red instead of very green when I wake up, because then it's kind of like you consolidate down. They do what they need to do overnight, and then it gets going again Monday morning when the U.S. wakes up. So this is what I like to see. I'm also counting on the fact that we need distraction right now with all these UAPs and all this stuff about, you know, the UFOs and the unidentified flying objects and all this stuff. We all know that something deeper is going on, so they're going to have to kind of pull the wool. So I feel like this would be a perfect week for them to push crypto. Just give the alt token some movement. Give some of us something a little bit more to talk about. You've got the U.S. dollar currency index, which has gone absolutely ballistic, as we've talked about. And because it went so ballistic, commodities have to be a big talking point this morning. I mean, they really do. Unless the U.S. dollar, because it has broken out of here, which is ridiculous, but we've talked about and prophesized about if it's going to die, there's a chance that it comes all the way up to its all-time levels, and the all-time level right now is still to come up to like that 119 if it's still in this ultimate rising channel. We've touched it once, we've touched it twice, 3, 4 times, and some could argue that not only is it going to come up to 110, but also come to 118, and that's the very reason why I think commodities are going to be a bigger deal, and that's why I sold B2 Gold on that rejection, which I was very pained to do, and you guys know how pissed I was when I had to do it, because I'm sick of doing this. But, I mean, I'm not going to... There's only so many things that I can control, and I'm not a chaser of anything. If it tells me to sell, I sell based on the technicals. Once it got rejected at 280, I was very open about it. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it. And now I sit here, now it's at $2.58, and it's like, I want to buy, but I can't buy because it's on a bear flag, and I can see it. And now it looks like maybe $1.93 if I can get lucky. I just don't know if it'll come that far, but with the dot cross happening in the daily, with the bear flag that I can very easily see, with the very clear I'm topping reversal, rejection on the pattern, dot cross in the daily, no volume to speak of in the positive side, and the bear flag, it seems to me that it's not going to come all the way to $1.90, but I feel like it's going to come down to like that reset. I don't know, though. I could be terribly wrong. And I already told B2 Gold, get over $2.80 and I'll gladly buy you back if you show signs of promise. Or you're going to come down to those levels that we speak of. So with that being said, lots to talk about. So very excited, though, that XRP's on the mend here. I was trying to wait it out. I didn't want to come on this morning when it was at 237 and everybody, oh, XRP's the biggest pile of horse. I got some messages yesterday. Some people are mad at me. I thought it was good technical analysis, but it's okay. I like the people who are mad. I'm in a good mood today. Some people were mad because I said Bitcoin was going to hit that first target, and there's a chance that XRP could go down to that 235 or even in 228 possibly. Which we've seen. We went down near that 235, 236. It's not because it was bearish. That's actually bullish. It's because we reaffirmed these levels on the breakout one more time. This dragon pattern is very real. Some people are saying it's the dragon pattern from hell. I disagree, because this dragon pattern is beautiful. When the tail was formed and it made that first upward surge, it did it over the upward consolidation, or the actual pattern consolidation, and it was back testing within the... So this is so super bullish. I can't even describe it right now. And like I always preface this by, they could pull the wool over us. There is no doubt about that. But at this very moment in time, the market is way more bullish than the likes in my community. We're about 28% of you have hit the like button. So it's much more, the bullish scenario here is about 71% compared to about 28% of my audience hitting the like button. So with that being said, good morning. 11:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, December 16th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. The reason we're here is because we are not all there. That's right. You're right about that, JIOV, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Hey, we'll go look at what Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple said, okay? We will go see what they said. And while I'm doing this, do me the due justice and hit that like button. Please. I beg of you. We have plenty of people in here and maybe too many already. But, you know, it does help the algorithm. So anyhow, it's all an illusion. It sure is, my friend. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Said happy Monday, Tom and fellow misfits. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for the $2 donation. Please keep telling us both the up and the down. Love you, T.A. Nunya. Thank you, love. And I will always give you both sides because that's the only proper way to do technical analysis. Jorge, welcome in. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP meter. Oh, we haven't even got to the big news yet. Didn't I say I was happy when I came on? There's certain things that can make me happy. One is when things are falling in line with what we think. Two is when we get this. And it just happened. Ripple official X. The wait is over. RLUSD launches globally tomorrow. And this is official from Ripple's X. Amanda, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army for your first month, love. That is so incredibly awesome. With the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I love it. I love it. I want to pull up my phone just in case. Just in case I missed any comments that were before. But this is an absolutely spectacular, this is a historic moment here, folks. This is an absolutely spectacular. We're on here together. And this happened. Amanda, I see it now on my phone. Welcome to Tom's Army. Thank you so much for making me the happiest person in the world today. If one person joins Tom's Army, I become the happiest person in the world. It doesn't even matter what happens. And it is pouring outside my house. Not snowing like it shows in the background because it's just a few degrees too warm. Otherwise, we'd be getting this, what I have in my Christmas ambiance. But it is pouring outside right now. But Amanda, love, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army. One of my proudest achievements here on YouTube is not the fact that I have over 30,000 subscribers. It's the fact that over 11% of my audience is female, still to this day. The average for my category is anywhere between like 2 to 3.5%. It's very low for crypto. So this is either one of two things. One, the females in the world right now are just going at an alarming rate with what they're trying to educate themselves with, which I don't deny that. I don't doubt that. Or two, we do something a little different here. And I always say maybe it's the look and the charm. Maybe that helps out a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. But I think it's because of the community. I think we're more loving and family oriented here. And if we do things the right way, I don't always have to go over it. But that's why I always have the all encompassing love over hate, kindness over rudeness. We want to be helpful, not hurtful. We're positive, not negative. We're the winners, not victims. That's why that message needs to be it needs to be pushed more because we want to be inclusive. So like I started saying a few days ago, we're going to help bridge the gap between the XRP community here. And we're going to make it more inclusive. And that's just what I want to do. And that's what I've been trying to build for years. Amanda says you make it easier for us to learn. That's what I'm trying to do. I try to do it from that. I do. Anti-communist says Tom is the most positive person on YouTube. I try to be. Tom, you're always great. Don't lie. Hey, Jorge, sometimes I have my moments. Jordan says, what can we expect tomorrow, Uncle? Oh, we're gonna go over that. John Hurley, thanks for the $5 donation. I really appreciate that. But we got to read the news first, right? We've got to read what Ripple is putting. It's one thing to read the headline, and I'm sure that's what a lot of people are going to do, but we're not going to do that. We're going to read exactly what they wrote, and then we can make an honest interpretation of what's going to come tomorrow. If they put out something and then it sounds like it's going to be a slow release and we get a little bit up front and then it takes a few weeks to get it all on board, well, that's one thing. If it sounds like we're going to get it all at once, and like I said, it's complete coincidence, right, that the European Union said they are delisting USDT as of December 31st. If you're on a European exchange, you can't use USDT, which you don't want to use USDT. We also know, and you guys can research this yourself, 20% of all USDT volume is made up of Ripple. And what that means is Ripple, to do their back and forth between the institutions, the banks, the bigger investors that are whales, so to say, They use up 20% of that stablecoin's volume in Tether. So now that gets delisted, go look at the Eurozone. It's probably somewhere near about 20% of all of USDT money moved. A lot of the European exchanges used USDT verbatim, and it was a way to print. So now you talk about the fact that Ripple is releasing the RLUSD stablecoin because it got the approval from the New York Department of Financial Services the day after the European Union said that they were delisting USDT. Now, all of a sudden today, Ripple says on the 16th, the day before my birthday, listen, what's the best birthday present for Tom? I said it before, and I said it again. Release the stablecoin on my birthday and give me a happy birthday. When's the stablecoin being released, folks? When's my 41st birthday? My birthday is the day of the release of the RLUSD stablecoin. You can't make that up. I'd like to believe that I'm doing this for a reason, and the Lord upstairs, and don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this beautiful Monday morning. But don't you guys find it incredible that the RLUSD launches on XRP Future Millionaire's 41st birthday? And we've been getting the signs of the angels at 222 for so long now, and we're all here for a reason. We stay true to our craft, it's going to pay off. I've already told you the reason I'm in XRP is because it's got connections to the WEF and the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and the World Economic Forum. That's it. That's how I found XRP. And as long as we know this and we understand the game we're playing, we're going to be rich beyond our wildest dreams. Raising the standard for stablecoins, Ripple USD launches globally with unmatched utility, experience, and compliance as XRP breaks over $2.50. Former governor of the Reserve Bank of India, Raghuram Rajan, and former first VP and COO of the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, Kenneth Montgomery, joined advisory board. I may be the best at the charts, and I'm not just saying that with my record. I might be in the upper echelon of charting because there's others that are just as good, if not better. I'm not the best. I have a lot to learn. But I also, the way I can tie in the news and real current events, it puts me up in a different stratosphere because I live this every single day. I live it. Ripple, the leading provider of digital asset infrastructure for financial institutions, today announced, and this is huge, that Ripple RLUSD will be available on global exchange starting tomorrow on XRP Future Millionaire's birthday, December 17th, 2024. Julie, can you believe that? What? RLUSD, for the first time in history, is being released on my birthday. It's an awe-inspiring moment. RLUSD is an enterprise-grade USD denominated stablecoin. And let me say this again. Don't sell out of your other crypto because you think that RLUSD is going to release at $1 and it's going to all of a sudden go crazy in 10x and all this other stuff. A lot of people are pushing this on YouTube, so please stop listening to that nonsense. Or on X and all this crap. This is clout chasing. Not even these people can be this dumb. Stablecoin means the price is pegged, and this is pegged 1-to-1, which means it's got to be pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar. So the fact that the stablecoin is 1-to-1 means when you put $10,000 in the stablecoin, you want your money to say $10,000 until you're ready to use it again. This is like the most stable of savings accounts, right? So if it goes up and it shows 12,000 in your account, you should be like, oh my God, I got to release this immediately. This is not right. Or if it says 8,000, oh my God, we're depegging. You don't want this. You only buy RLUSD when you are moving out of crypto for profits. You don't want to send it to the bank, but you want to leave it on like the ledger, on your exchange, but you want to leave it in a safe space. And that's RLUSD. That's going to be the new safest stablecoin. I will never use USDC again starting tomorrow. If my exchange has it, United States Digital Currency Circle can kiss my ass. Continuing, USD denominated stablecoin created with trust, utility, and compliance at its core. Backed by Ripple's years of experience working with crypto and the existing financial system. RLUSD will be initially available on Uphold, Bitso, MoonPay. I recommend you don't use Uphold. Bitso, MoonPay, ArcX, and CoinMina, with additional listings on platforms such as Bullish, Bitstamp, Mercado Bitcoin, Independent Reserve, Zero Hash, and others expected in the coming weeks. Each RLUSD token is fully backed by US dollar deposits, which means it's a 1-to-1. It's backed 1-to-1. Yes, true, you know what you're talking about. US government bonds and cash equivalents designed to ensure its stability, reliability, and liquidity. To maintain the highest standards of transparency. Ripple will publish monthly third-party attestations of RLUSD's reserve assets. Oh, we'll be happy to look at those independent audits. So conducted by an independent auditing firm. Early on, Ripple made a deliberate choice to launch our stablecoin under the New York Department of Financial Services Limited Purpose Trust Company Charter. Well, that's interesting. And who had the rule on it? The New York Department of Financial Services. Widely regarded as the premier regulatory standard worldwide, said Brad Garlinghouse. Ripple's CEO, as the U.S. moves toward clear regulations, we expect to see greater adoption of stablecoins like RLUSD. So there's a pretty big launch that's coming. It's not just on a small group of exchanges. We know Examen Wallet's going to have it. Well, it's already built into it. So that should go online immediately. A lot of these, like Trust Wallet or the True, a lot of these wallets are going to have it as well. With the XRP ledger tie-in. So we expect to see greater adoption of stablecoins like RLUSD, which offer real utility, and are backed by years of trust and expertise in the system and the industry. So a growing ecosystem supporting global adoption. Key RLUSD partners include leading global exchanges, market makers, and payment providers. I know this is a lot of reading and a lot of noise, but you got to know what RLUSD and who's backing it if you want to know if it's real and if you should have your money sitting in it at all times. If you're not in something, if you're not in a crypto, which will drive adoption and usage across the Americas, Asia Pacific, UK, and Middle East regions. RLUSD is ideal for financial use cases and allows institutions to facilitate instant settlement of cross-border payments, access liquidity for remittance and treasury operations. And the key is it says institutions. So if they're sending all this money in RLUSD, what's the gas token for the RLUSD? What's the gas token for the XRP ledger? I'm just curious. Does anybody know what the gas token is for the XRP ledger? I've said it for years. Even if nothing comes of it, and it's only a gas token with the massive amounts of liquidity that it's going to pour in, the price has no choice but to do what? You think it's any coincidence at this time that XRP is moving the way it is? Oh, absolutely. Some of you have already put it. XRP is the preferred gas token of the ledger. So if you had all of this volatility and people are like, XRP is nothing more than a gas token, we could only be so lucky to be the gas token of something that's going to push trillions eventually. Trillions. That gas token is going to appreciate very nicely. So seamless, I agree, Jorge, we need this information. Seamlessly integrate with decentralized finance, DeFi protocols, reliably bridge between traditional fiat currencies and the crypto ecosystem, ensuring a seamless and efficient transition when entering on-ramping or exiting off-ramping the crypto space. Provide collateralization for trading tokenized real-world assets, such as commodities, securities, and treasuries on-chain. You can buy real freaking gold and silver tokenized. You can even have it delivered to your house. That's yet to come, but it should be very soon in the first quarter here. I didn't think it happened this year, but I thought first quarter of 25 was the best bet. Because we had the RLUSD. There's just so much stuff they're doing. Early next year, Ripple Payments will use RLUSD to facilitate global payments on behalf of its enterprise customers. Whew. How much money is in their enterprise customers? That's going to put an extreme demand on XRP for gas token or for movement purposes. Guys, this is going to get pretty out of control here. I can almost guarantee it. Ripple Payments has served $70 billion in payments volume and counting. 70 billion and has near global coverage with 90 plus payout markets, which represent more than 90% coverage of the daily FX market. That is so huge. RLUSD is available on both the XRP ledger and Ethereum blockchains, offering flexibility and scalability for a broad range of financial use cases. Yeah, we're going to read through all of this. This is right from Ripple on their release as they announced that they're actually going global with the RLUSD on my birthday tomorrow. It's the best birthday gift I could have ever received. The RLUSD forever will be known of going live on XRP Future Millionaire's 41st birthday. You can't make that up. There's 365 days in the year. What's the odds? 1 in 365? Whew. Man, if we would have just bet on that. RLUSD, raising the standard for stablecoins. Rajan, former governor of the Reserve Bank of India, and Kenneth Montgomery, former first vice president and chief operating officer of the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston will join the RLUSD Advisory Board to provide strategic guidance on regulatory, financial, and operational aspects that will support RLUSD stability and growth. Rajan Montgomery joined the ranks of the existing advisory board, including former Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC Chair Sheila Bair, Vice Chairman of Partners Capital and former Centra Consortium CEO David Puth, and Ripple co-founder and executive chairman Chris Larson. Stablecoins could become the backbone of private payments by offering a secure, scalable, and efficient alternative to traditional systems. And tomorrow, I've got word that HOTCOIN is supposedly releasing XDC in the spot market. I've been begging them for 7 months. If that's true, I'm going to flip a lid. I'm going to flip a lid if they do. And I'm going to be so super happy because it's still at least so cheap in the grand scheme. And I had to sell it around 4 or 5 the last time around on Uphold because of all the BS. So if they really do have that on HotCoin tomorrow, I'm going to be so happy. I've been begging them, and they sent me a message today because I was pissed last week because it was supposed to be last week. Oh, I'm going to be so happy. With its focus on compliance and reliability, RLUSD aims to establish new standards for trust to play a pivotal role in shaping the future of payments. Joining the advisory board provides me an opportunity to counsel RLUSD as it embarks on its journey in the rapidly evolving XRP is pumping. We knew this was going to happen. Woo! As Ric Flair would say. Counsel RLUSD as it embarks on its journey in the rapidly evolving financial landscape. Former governor of the Reserve Bank of India said, I'm excited to join Ripple's advisory board at such a... And think of India. Huge. I told you. Just a matter of time. We're not afraid because we know the charts. Oh, it feels so good. I've got so much crypto, my eyes are bleeding. In a good way, said Kenneth Montgomery, former first vice president and chief operating officer at Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. And oh yes, I know XRP's pumping, baby, and we'll go to it in a second, but we're going to read the news here first about Ripple. Stablecoins are rapidly emerging as a cornerstone of the payments landscape. All you got to go is, you just got to stay, you just got to stay with what you know, folks. You just can't care about what everybody else says. If I cared what everybody else said, I would have said that XRP and the crypto's dumping like everybody said we're going to 70,000. Remember? Or 80,000. It just wasn't in the deck of cards. I'm so happy right now. Delivering the speed, efficiency, and cost effectiveness that traditional systems often struggle to achieve, I look forward to collaborating with the Ripple team to support the global growth and adoption of RLUSD, unlocking new opportunities for financial inclusion, and modernizing the future of payments. RLUSD sets the standard for stablecoins, combining innovative functionality with the regulatory rigor and credibility of a New York Department of Financial Services issued New York Limited Purpose Trust Company. Further highlighting Ripple's leadership in fostering trust and transparency in digital assets. This makes the lawsuit look even worse. The last part that the U.S. is trying to go after, when they have already, in the same jurisdiction, approved the U.S. or the RLUSD stablecoin, and they're trying to get more punitive damages. It doesn't look good for the courts. I'm just telling you. We were set up, and we knew it for so long. Justin Singh sends 3 MYRs. I don't know if I've ever got that currency. I scared my wife with the Ric Flair. Oh, that is so awesome. Look at this, guys. This makes me so happy. It just makes me, I can't even describe how happy this makes me. Because we talked about this all weekend, the opportunity. Malaysia, thank you so much for that from Malaysia. That is awesome. With the mirror. I got it. What is that? So if it's Malaysia, the MYR. I couldn't even. Man, if they released XDC, it would have been perfect today. Let's see when she sent this message. I'm telling you guys, I have been begging and begging and begging this stupid exchange for 7 months. Let's see what she said. She said, XDC will be listed soon. Tomorrow listing team will do the test. I will keep you updated. So I told them, I sent her a message when they told me it was going to be ready last week. And when they didn't meet it, I said, listen, I'm about to take all my shit off of HOTCOIN, which I couldn't. Believe me, I couldn't because I had IOTA and VELO on there, and there's no way in hell I'm taking those off. Along with the other one that I've been talking about that I thought, because it ties in the IoT tokens, ESC, it was down at 2.7, and now it's at 3.4. And I have that on there as well. So there's no way I was going to live to that threat, but I was pissed. And I said, listen, I'm going to take my money elsewhere. And I've got $10,000 on there right now because of how high IOTA has gone with VELO and that one. I'm like, I'll take my $10,000, not that it's a lot. And my public promotion when I tell people the exchange I use on HOTCOIN and that they can use IOTA and all that. And I'm like, this is unacceptable. And then all of a sudden today, I woke up and it said that XDC will be listing. That's going to be awesome. Does anyone know the native currency of Vietnam? VND. Interesting. I don't think I've got VND. All right, so XRP right now. Guys, listen. How many of you in my audience are surprised? Don't be surprised when Ethereum goes nuts now. And Ethereum Classic. Don't be surprised if this stuff starts playing out. I'm just saying. Ethereum still has a huge move in it. When I say... if this is playing out like this, and it looks like it is, I cannot be more happy than to be on with my audience when this is happening. Kyle Coopy at Cape Cod. Kyle, welcome in, my brother. From Massachusetts, not Florida, as I once famously said about 3 times. I think Ethereum on spot right now is the way to go. Don't do it in leverage if you don't want to. Right? Don't do it in leverage if you don't want to. And I'm very tempted, and I've never said this before. I'm very tempted to do like, I'm actually just going to do it. Fuck it. I'm going to do it with Ethereum because I'm going to do it. The hell with it. It's something I want to do, and I'm going to do it. So with Ethereum, and it's nothing major because I'm not worried about liquidation going down all these levels and all that crap. But I want to buy 1 Ethereum without buying 1 Ethereum, if you catch what I'm saying. So I'm going to do a 4x move on Ethereum so I can hold 1 Ethereum. That's it. I want to hold 1 Ethereum token. So I'm going to open just enough. I'll have 1.02 Ethereum on a 4x trade because I just want to hold one. But I don't want to spend $3,000. So I have to spend $808 on a 4x. Oh, wait a minute. I put a 5x trade. I don't want it 5x though. That's too high. I don't want it 5x. So now I've got to do this. It didn't open, but I had a market order set. So I want to put it at 4x. And this is just me. I don't want anybody else in my audience doing this. This is just, I want to hold 1 Ethereum. So, but I don't want to spend $3,400 and something because it's Ethereum. So I'll spend, I think it'll cost me like $900 and something instead to buy 1 Ethereum. Let's see how this opens. Market. It's going to cost a little bit more than that. Let's send over another $45. Sorry, we're going to get the XRP, but there's a reason I'm doing this. This ties into alt season. All right, so here's my 1 Ethereum. I'm doing a 4x. Actually, you know what? I don't need to do a 4x. Let's just do a 5x. If it drops 1,000 points, it's my own fault for reading this chart so bad. How am I talking about? I'm not throwing that much money into Ethereum. So, there we go. Open. Setup. 3,940. What did it set at? 3,948.22 is what it filled at. I have a 5x. It cost me $807. But the liquidation is all the way down at 2,000. Well, it depends if I keep this extra money in here. 2,918. I don't necessarily want to keep that extra money in there because I'm in a cross position. I'll keep $50 extra in there. How about that? Just so it has a little bit more room. So the liquidation is 3,115, and I have a 5x $807 Ethereum trade opened at 3,948. 42, I'm sorry, 3,948.42. I thought it said 920 or 42.20. Anyhow, that's what I opened it at. And that's my conviction. I believe that if we're going into a full-on bull market, Ethereum's lagging behind, and that's well within that range. IQ William, thank you so much for not only being in Tom's Army for 6 months, but also a $13.99 donation. That is extremely generous, because I know it costs you more than that because you're Canadian compared to US dollar. The ratios are different. So I appreciate that generosity. I do. HOTCOin. If you guys are interested on XDC, I've got word after 7 months of begging and then missing my own deadline last week that they promised me. Like I said, I threatened to pull all my money off of HOTCOIN. Not that I thought that would work, but I have 30,000 people watching me. So I said, I won't ever talk about your exchange again, even though I use it. If you're not going to honor me with that fucking XDC that I've been asking about since it was at 3 cents or 4 cents since I sold on Uphold. So on HOTCOIN right here, the second one on my homepage, it's also in my video description. XDC will be listing supposedly tomorrow on HOTCOIN. So I'm super excited. I wish it was today because XDC could pump today. But I don't care. If it goes anywhere under 10 cents, I'm buying 20 to 30,000 tokens on the spot. FYI. Anything under 10 cents. I had it up to 4 cents. I had to sell it. And now I'm just waiting for it to get the opportunity again. So, and I refuse to use Uphold for obvious reasons. Yes, we've talked about ESC when it was at 2.7. And it's trying to move right now. That is not IoT or ISO compliant in the sense of as a utility working token, but it is IoT compliant in the fact that it can connect apps and other kind of smart devices and things that go with the smart housing and within the Internet of Things protocol. It can help the connectivity of it. It's already been verified. That's why I love that token. It has only a maximum supply of, I believe it's 1 billion tokens, but it's one of those that it's part of the connectivity of the IoT as to where IOTA is like a mainframe in the IoT. So everything works its own part. VELO is getting smashed today right now, so that could be an opportunity. It was up 35% yesterday, so don't look at it too much for what it's not. So anyhow, that's kind of running through things real quick. So now with Bitcoin, is anybody in my community surprised to see Bitcoin over 107,000 today? And I see people still asking me, do you think this is the top, Tom? No. Bitcoin has to hit 122,000 was the technical target, and until that happens, I'm not scared. I've said it a million times, and I'll say it a million times more. I've drawn this out since before it happened. So as long as this handle played out, there's no fear in a bull market until it hits the top. So until it's 122,000, I couldn't care less what the up and down is. I'm just taking opportunity as it goes. I've told everybody, don't short the market or you're going to get hammered. How many times have I said this? You never short a bull market. Because even if you're right in a moment, if you wake up the next day, it could have reversed the entire losses and then some. Look at the ones that shorted Bitcoin at 106. It went down to 90, and if they weren't paying attention, now they're down. Like, just think about that for a sec. I never sell my ISO or IoT tokens unless it's warranted, ever. That's why in 21 I had such a hard time selling them. Because I seen a cycle top. We're not there. Not even close. XRP, for me to feel the same way I did in 21, it would have to be at, and this is the crazy part, and this is what I keep emphasizing to my audience, and it's still weird for me to say, it would have to be, for me to feel what I did in 21, because in 21, $1.98 was a section where it was a big resistance, and we couldn't help it. But for me to feel the same way, it would have to be at 549. We've already passed the short-term descending wedge target out of the 2021 zone and on, at 222. We've back tested the cycle high of 2021 at $1.98 and even came lower to take out the FVG, the fair value gap, at about a $1.88, $1.89 zone, which was huge. There was also one at like $2. There was one at 217, I believe it was, on the way back down. Remember, we went all the way to 292. So we took out a lot of those fair value gaps, which was incredible. Incredible. I know Nick, I don't know if he's in the audience right now. He was all over it. Kept talking about it in the audience, like, I don't even know how to chart this because it's so super bullish because of all the things that are meeting at the same time. Not to mention, this is the thing we were just, I superimposed this twice now to see the current pattern. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. You want to superimpose the dragon pattern and now see how it's playing out in today's terms? We've done this on Friday, Sunday. Let's do it Monday. Just do it Monday in the 4-hour time frame. Just do it Monday, folks. And we've talked about every reason why this is so super bullish. My head is going to pop off. There were so many opportunities yesterday under $2.40. I've been trying to preach, damn it. Preaching it. It's just, I think a lot of it sometimes goes unnoticed. I need this without anybody talking. Yes. Thank you. And that doesn't happen very often because my chat is lit all of a sudden. Well, it's always lit, but now there's just so many more people. So, here's the chart. So, what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have to edit this. Ready? We're going to superimpose this baby over the chart. Together. Together. Just together. We'll do the best we can. I've done it a few times. We're going to do it once more. So, there's the dragon. Now we are going to superimpose it over my chart. And every single day, it just makes you say like, okay, this is even more bullish than we thought. But it can't be more than we thought because we thought it was super freaking bullish. Oh, here, you know what? Let me do this. Let me edit this real quick. Let me get all this noise in the background out of the way. We'll just identify the pattern in front of us. And we're going to superimpose this again. And you guys can tell me in real time if this is what's going on. In the last 2 times, my audience was left with their jaws to the floor. Just like I am every time I do this. When I come to certain patterns and they play out too perfectly. The dragon pattern. Look at that! Holy hell. Like, the more this the more this pattern plays out, the more scary it gets that it's exactly a dragon pattern. Look at this. I couldn't make that up if I tried. Yes, this measured target, the first target would be where the dragon's head is, which is the cycle high. If it breaks that, then you play the flag out, which if that's the case, we're going to all-time highs. So that's today right now. Let's save the dragon. So that's from today. We did the same. What is this crap? We did the same thing yesterday. And we did the same thing on Friday. So that's Friday, yesterday, today. Definitely a dragon. Reminds me of my ex. That's too much. I love it. But I mean, we can't make it up anymore. So now our first target on the dragon pattern, even if it's bearish, would come back up to where the head happened. So where the head was formed on the dragon, at minimum, guys, at minimum, we're looking at $2.91. The technical target out of a dragon pattern is you fulfill the entirety of your flag as well. So that should bring us up to all-time. That's why I said the dragon pattern should bring us to retest all-time highs if it plays out properly. At minimum, we're looking at a retap near $3. But it should be the exact pattern that sends us into $3 since the first time since 2018. Hey, thank you for the happy birthdays, everybody. I appreciate it. My birthday is tomorrow. My 41st birthday. I know I look 27. But RLUSD is being released globally on my birthday, so you can't make that up. I just believe all ends meet for a reason. So, and it's just further justification that we're in the right way. 25, someone says exactly. Algo. XPR Proton. Is XPR Proton? I believe it is. If it's Proton, I have high hopes for it. I have high hopes. But as far as HBAR and Algo, yes, I agree. I own HBAR and I own Algo for a reason. Every one of these ISO and IoT things. Yeah, she laughed when I said 27. See? Pump XRP pump, you magnificent son of a bitch. Absolutely. But now look, with Bitcoin, now we're looking to see if we can hold the back test initially. And these are short time frames, but we're going to see if it finally bounces off of here, and then it starts to push up towards that magnificent 110,000. And right now is the first opportunity to hold a short-term back test here. I mean, this is what we're going to have to deal with today. And I would almost argue that we could put it down here. I know the technical zone was a little higher, but I always like to put it at not technically where the whole wick would be, but where the actual pattern, the actual body would be in a longer time frame. So that's like right at 106,000. We should come back down and tap. Just FYI. And we'll see as far as Ethereum if it's going to take off. If not, if Ethereum gives us a false signal and it breaks down, and this is just me telling you, Just because I open something doesn't mean that I'm 100%, hey, this is what's going to happen. But remember where the liquidation is. My liquidation's way down here. So we're going to know well before that if our thing is reversed over and I would sell out of it. Particularly if it came below 3,800 would make me a little bit upset that the market's probably going to have to come all the way back down to 3,600. But even then, you know, we would just reopen a spot position. So I'm not too worried about, or actually it's a 5X, so it's not a spot. But either way, it would just be reinvented. But now we had this initial surge, and now we need to see, the problem is right now, yesterday we talked about the first area we'd come to. We came close. Actually, we're right there. We came up to that 259 first level. Let's draw this out real quick, just so we can see what's forming above the breakout. So in the consolidation right here, we can very clearly see some kind of uptrend forming, in my opinion. You're up. You can have your own interpretation here. Like I say, I'm not a financial advisor. I just try to give you all the information that I can see. And if I was looking at it, and I'd probably go from here, if I'm being honest. Just like this. So just like this. So now the obvious question is, where would the back test be on a confirmed breakout? Right there. So let me put the price label on here real quick. And this is so we can go about our day so everybody knows what they're looking at. So I'd probably put it somewhere around here. So 247. $2.47. If we can hold that, it's going to absolutely signify our push up. And then we'd have that first target. Remember $2.72? This consolidation we're in right now builds that zone. Sounds good. Awake. All right, good. So that's the consolidation I personally feel that we're going to be dealing with here. Just in a, you know, if we hold this, then we'll have that first initial level. But this is, even if it's a little overzealous, we can still consolidate within this. It's just maybe it's overzealous and we broke out too quick. So just look at the two tiers right now. Just look at the two tiers. And then you know it's going horribly wrong if it breaks back. And for some reason it falls out of this and then we can't hold somewhere around 223, 222. Then you know, well, this could have been an overzealous move up. But the dragon pattern suggests that this is not overzealous. I always talk about there's fake outs everywhere, but this doesn't seem like that's the case. But you know, I would never surprise me. Never say never. Daniel, thank you for the $20 donation. Says, happy birthday, brother. Thanks for all you do. You're welcome. As some of you know, my birthday is tomorrow. As some of you may not know, the RLUSD Ripple released, well, now it's been about 30 minutes ago. We read through the whole thing. 10 minutes into my live, they released that RLUSD is going global tomorrow, being released globally, and that was on their verified X account. So I have no reason to speculate that's what's happening. Now, could this have been a little bit of a quick push up because of that news? Oh, you better believe it. But that's why you want to be in before the news. Look at the volume surge. You look for volume, right? How do I feel this morning? Tom, what do you look for a confirmation? Oh, 195 million in that 30 million. 198 million in this 30. That's good confirmation for Tom. XRP Future Millionaire feels very good. Very, very good this morning, if you're asking me. Look at that surge of volume. That's all I'm ever looking for. That's all I'm ever looking for. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful consolidation and a beautiful surge of volume is all I can say. I'm actually very excited about what we're seeing today. Now, could it let us all down? Could it kick us in the, in the testicles later? It could. But as of right now, I can only go by the fundamentals in front of me. Now, I want to go help Julie. It's been a tremendous morning together. I'll be back. I'll be doing my 60-second short in about an hour and a half, because I want to keep everybody in the right pattern so I can see how this looks in about an hour. There is a very real chance, there's a 100% chance I'll be back tonight at 6 p.m. There's a 100% chance I'm going to be doing a short in about an hour and a half. There is a small chance that I might just do an update in between in the middle of the afternoon outside of XRP. So I might tap on XRP, but maybe I want to dip into right here. As you guys know, XRP Healthcare did us a solace last night. It dumped. Look at that big W. It did us a huge solace here, folks. Don't understate it. Came all the way back down to 20 cents and 20.8 cents and back tested this again. If you want to talk about bullish setups, look no farther than here. This back tested the entire pattern breakout, and now it looks to be surging. I'm telling you, XRP Healthcare is going to be my single biggest bag I've ever made in crypto, commodity, anything I've ever traded in my life. And even with the pullback right now, and I know the monthly, now it goes back to November 16th, so it slightly throws it off. But look where it's at since even November 16th, up almost 600%. It's at 25 cents approximately. We're in at 2.2. Some of you 2.5, 3 cents. Started buying at 1.7, stopped at 3, had an average of about 2.2. But then I got just over 6,300 free for staking. So who knows my average for real? Because if you add that in, it offsets it. Just like if you have a dividend paying stock, every time you reinvest your dividend, you're not putting your own money in and it lowers your actual average price. It's amazing how that works. If any of you are in a dividend stock, you know what I'm talking about. You put in money that doesn't actually count against you, it lowers your actual average buy. That's the beauty of a dividend paying stock. That's why they say a stock could be down 7% year over year. And if you're getting a 5% return, you're really only market losing 2%. And then once it goes up, you've got those additional shares. Anyhow, 24,000 or 24.9 cents is beautiful. And what I'm watching for is going to be beautiful here soon. I'm still watching commodities, but like I said, I got to make sure that B2 Gold is not in a bear flag and that it's something more. Maybe it did put the reverse. So all it needs to do for me is come up and break this $2.77 and I'd be on board, or come down and finish this drop. And I'm looking at right around, where's this at? 230. First area is right here at about 235, or it's all the way down to $1.99. If I could get it at $1.99, my head would probably pop off because I know I'd be making a shitload in that once I bought it back. But anyhow, that's it. Hope this morning live helped. I know our comments got cut off right at the end, which is great that it happened at the end this time and not in the beginning. And then I told HOTCOIN it's my birthday tomorrow, so I'd be even more disappointed if it doesn't get put out. Let's see. That's it, though. I think that's everything. Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed morning. And, oh, John Hurley, thank you for the $5 donation. I just seen that on YouTube. I can't remember if I said thank you or not. I know I said thank you to Daniel for the $20. So, yeah, thank you, everybody. It's been a pleasure. It's been a very, very cool start to the morning. This is FS. Let's go live on SGB Flares Beta Network this week. Ooh, I forgot about that, coffee and crypto. We'll have to discuss that in tonight's live. I completely forgot about that with all this stuff going on. Look how nice this looks, though. I mean, it's unbelievable what we're setting up here for. Honestly, it's unbelievable. I can't remember the last time, if ever, I was this bullish on cryptocurrency. Even in 2021, it didn't feel like this. And I've been talking about this since, the breakout of that handle at like 70, 60. It just, something's different. This is not a traditional cycle. It's just things that usually happen in months and years are happening in hours or days, hours, if not minutes. It's pretty remarkable. Pretty freaking remarkable. Have a blessed morning, everybody, because this is absolutely unbelievable.